Is this the Xbox update we've been waiting for? What is up, y'all? I'm Ray. This is my channel, Xbox Ready, where we get on and we talk about Xbox stuff. The latest news, rumors, games, accessories. You know how it goes. Pretty much anything I want to talk about, as long as it's about Xbox in some way. And in today's video, we're going to talk about some exciting new updates heading to your Xbox console, followed by another update that isn't quite working out for me. We'll talk about how Xbox is dominating PlayStation and how it's affecting their future with Nintendo. Then we'll wrap up the video talking about some new accessories that Xbox just announced that I can't wait to get my hands on. So over the past couple of weeks, Xbox has quietly announced these really cool looking features that are heading to our Xbox consoles. The news cycle has been just dominated by Steam on Xbox the past couple days, so you may have missed it. I definitely did. I wanted to do a video about it earlier, but then that other stuff started coming out. I was like, I should probably talk about this, cover this before I get to these updates. The first one I want to talk about are the new customization options that we're getting for our home experience. They say starting this week, Xbox insiders will notice a fresh set of customization options rolling out to the recently played games and apps list on home. They're giving us 3 new settings. 1, the option to hide system apps. So if you were just messing around on your settings and you're done with that, you want to just go back to your game and have all your game tiles displayed instead of the cog that represents settings, you can do that now. You'll be able to pin up to 3 of your recently played games or apps directly to the recently played games and apps list. And they're giving us apparently a more minimal look. We can reduce the tile count. This setting allows you to reduce the number of visible tiles in the recently played games and apps list, helping you streamline your home and surface only to the essentials. It's like they're so close to getting it. Like they're kind of dancing around what we really want here. And they've identified a couple of few points with these 3 new options. My game tiles, I want to see my cool game art, these covers. I don't want to see like, oh, the Xbox accessories app. I want to see more game tiles, specifically the game tiles of the games that I play the most often, hence the ability to pin favorites to home now. And I do want that more minimal look because I think my dynamic backgrounds are cool. This is something I was hoping that they were gonna do when they rehauled the Xbox dashboard to what we know now. I went through a phase where on this channel I would post like every video or every other video had to do with this revamped dashboard that they were working on. And back then, my whole thing was less is more. I wanna see my cool background. I wanna see just like the tiles a little bit smaller and one row at the bottom of my screen. And Xbox went out of their way to say like, yeah, we're listening to y'all's feedback. We love y'all's feedback. We're gonna implement it. It's not bad. It's not bad. It really isn't. But I mean, as it is right now, you can kind of see it behind me. I have my row of game tiles on the top. Well, a lot of them are game tiles. One of them is my Xbox accessory app. And what's the other? The other one's the the Captures app. Well, I don't know why that's up there. Oh, and the Xbox Insider Hub. But you'll notice underneath that, they have these big jumbo frickin' tiles. And look at the first one. I think you can see it right here. Yeah, browse the store. Why do I need a big ass tile for browse the store when I can access it from the guide and there's literally a store button if I scroll up to that top toolbar? The one next to it isn't so bad. Top free games, okay. Sure, maybe I'd like to know what the top most popular free games are, if I'm curious, I guess. Then over to that, it's a Game Pass ad for what I assume is, I don't know, Grand Theft Auto or some other car game. And then to the right of that, we have a big ass dedicated tile for an ad, a Splitgate 2. Play free now. Okay, great. I'm glad I saw that. This bottom row is useless. I don't want ads on my console. I don't want a reminder to go and shop in the store. I'll do that when I'm good and damn ready. But like I said earlier, it's these new features that they're testing out. It seems like they're almost getting it. Like, yes, we want less stuff. We want less tiles. We don't want ads either. But of course, they're never gonna get rid of ads on the homepage. Let's be real. The version of the dashboard that I actually really don't mind is the cloud gaming one, especially how you see it on either a browser or the Amazon Fire Stick. Because, I mean, it kind of goes against what I was saying earlier, because you don't get that much background and the tiles take up all the screen. But at least all the tiles are relevant. Like, these are all games I have recently played or I'm interested in playing. And now that extends to games that I own as well. Outside of that, a couple of weeks ago, it was announced that Xbox Cloud Gaming on your console is now going to support mouse and keyboard. This is obviously something you can do on the PC side of things, and it just makes sense sense considering that our Xbox consoles, they do support mouse and keyboard to an extent. So if you're able to play games natively with a mouse and keyboard, why not with streaming as well? This is an underrated feature. I don't even know how many people watching this channel even use their Xbox console to access cloud gaming. I've done it a few times, but it's pretty rare, and most of the times that I've done it have been just to talk about it on the channel anyway. But it's just cool to see that Xbox they're doing quite a bit of work to make sure that the features that we see on PC are also on Xbox. Interesting, very interesting. They brought game hubs over to Xbox. That was previously a PC Xbox app thing. You know, why not take it a step further? Why not make an Xbox that's kind of like a PC, kind of like an Xbox like we've been hearing? The fact that I can use a mouse and keyboard on my Series X or S, I think even Xbox One, that's cool no matter how you slice it, whether you're using it for cloud gaming or for your native games. We already have so many options when it comes to controllers as Xbox fans. Not only the first party ones, but also these really cool partnered accessories and third-party products. And if out of those hundreds of possibilities, if you don't like any of them, there's a good chance that the game that you want to play on your console supports mouse and keyboard. If you don't want any of those other controllers, the flexibility is really underrated here. And while not every game has that mouse and keyboard support on console, it's a pretty decent list and it's growing all the time. Avowed just added mouse and keyboard support on console. Also, I've heard people have a pretty wide variety of experiences when it comes to input lag and just other performance issues with mouse and keyboard. But if you yearn for a simpler time, back when, you know, if you wanted to use a video game console, you had to use a controller plugged in 5 feet away. You can take a trip down memory lane with this new retro collection that Xbox just added to Game Pass. It's actually a Microsoft specific retro classic library, so I guess there's like a few old school Activision games before even my time. It's a really cool addition to the Game Pass library. It really rounds it out. We've been getting a lot of good, solid, new games. We of course have all the first-party Xbox classics. Adding retro games like this, the variety is, they're cooking on it. And that is a great idea. I wanted to check it out really bad. Only problem is that when I downloaded the game and I launched it, it didn't make it past the screen. It's just this screen. That's it. I've tried it a few times, so while this idea sounds good in theory, I'm interested in it, I'm into it. In practice, I can't boot up the damn game. And to bring it back to what we were talking about earlier, it will support mouse and keyboard. I also see some people in the reviews saying that the game performance is kind of off. It feels like they're streaming the game and not playing it natively. Very strange indeed, and it's interesting that we've pinpointed a feeling that is associated with game streaming or cloud gaming. Like, I don't know, I can't tell, but in my heart, I think this is streaming. So while Xbox seems to have a little bit of work they need to do on Microsoft's retro classics, it's not like it's all bad because they're currently dominating PlayStation. Specifically, they're dominating the PlayStation Store. This is coming from Matt Piscatella and Circana. We referenced this data, I believe, in last video. But one thing we didn't get to talk about was the fact that in the month of April, the top 5 selling games on PlayStation, 4 out of 5 of those games were published by Xbox. Number 1 is Elder Scrolls, Bethesda, Xbox. Number 2, Forza Horizon 5, Playground Games, Xbox. MLB The Show. Number 4, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, also Xbox. And then Call of Duty Black Ops 6, also Xbox. Now, yes, I know, I will acknowledge that 3 out of the 4 of these games, Oblivion Remastered, Indiana Jones, and Black Ops 6, those are the result of Microsoft's endless hunger for publishers and game studios. Those are all from acquisitions. Only one true blue Xbox first-party game up here, Forza Horizon 5, but still, this is crazy to see. Microsoft. And then if you go all the way down to number 7, that means 5 of 7 games. This is a pretty crazy run for a publisher to have this many titles in the top 10 in certain terms of sales. Kind of scary, actually, I don't know. And like, good for them, good for Xbox, good for Microsoft. This multi-platform thing seems to be working out for them. But it sucks for people who are, no, they should make exclusives, more exclusives, not multi-platform stuff. Because with numbers like these, with months like April, Microsoft is not gonna stop. This is just the beginning. They're over the moon, absolutely, that a game like, especially like Forza Horizon 5, a 4-year-old game at this point, could sell that many copies to put it in this position. And I say this is only the beginning because, well, we're just talking about PlayStation right now. I'm unsure if Hellblade 2, now that it's been announced that the enhanced version is gonna be on PlayStation 5 as well, I'm unsure if this game is gonna have similar numbers or similar treatment. I doubt it. But again, this is only the beginning. More games are gonna make the jump to PS5, to Nintendo Switch 2, and yes, there will be Xbox games on Switch 2. Phil Spencer himself has been like, yeah, we're interested in supporting that system as much as we can. Xbox, they gotta be just absolutely hell-bent on it. Like, if they're so excited to put games on PlayStation 5 or on LG TVs, getting exposed to the potentially hundreds of millions of customers that will buy a Switch 2, they're salivating. But you know what's got me salivating? These new Xbox controllers. They're being released as part of the 10-year anniversary for The Witcher 3. That is crazy. I'm about to turn 32 this Friday on the 23rd. And I remember 10 years ago when The Witcher came out, on my birthday, I was like, you know what? I really want to treat myself. And I downloaded The Witcher 3 on my Xbox One. That was a big deal for me at the time because I was dead broke. Back then, I had to think real long and hard on whether or not I should spend money on a brand new game like The Witcher 3. It ended up becoming one of my favorite games of all time. I don't care what video game donkey says. So to see that it's still getting love, still getting accessories, it's just awesome to see. I have a feeling that I'm gonna get my hands on both of these real soon, so I'll show them off on the channel when they come in. But I think the design, I think I could use a little bit more definition on the wolf medallion. It seems to kind of blend in with the rest of like that granite rock look. But I like how the different profile lights on the Elite Series 2, they fit perfectly into the wolf's maw. I love my Elite Series 2, so when I get my hands on this thing, it's gonna be my new favorite controller. I didn't even notice this, but there's two different trigger colors, which is supposed to represent Geralt's silver and steel swords. That's pretty cool. It looks like they're available to buy right now through the Xbox website. Anyways, guys, that's all the Xbox stuff I have to talk about today. Thanks so much for joining me for another edition of Xbox Ready. If you made it this far into the video, consider subscribing. Help me on my journey to 200,000 subs. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.